Good evening to you, bro.
Good evening, sir.
Good to see you again.
Perfect, and good to see you again.
So, how do you feel this evening?
I feel thrilled. I'm maybe excited. Okay? I feel thrilled and excited because it has happened again. This time around for Manchester United. So what happened today? They are on the 10th on the Premier League. We've been saying, oh, come on, Man U is not doing well. They're on the 10th on the Premier League. And now, they are sitting pretty bottom in Champions League. So, these are the issues for me. It's unfortunate for Ten Hag, but the records that he has been showing has been so bad. So we know Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams, as a difficult place to win games. But now it's even too difficult for Manchester United to win themselves at home. For 3 consecutive games, Manchester United has conceded 3+ goals. For the first time in the history of Champions League that Galatasaray is winning on an English turf.
Wow.
For 117 years.
Wow.
Yes, that is
Wow.
the record that has been broken today.
Wow.
For the first time in the history of Manchester United, the Red Devils, that Manchester is losing 2 consecutive Champions League games. For the first time in the history of Manchester United, that Manchester is conceding 7 goals in 2 games in the Champions League. Too bad. So, you now ask, will Erik ten Hag survive this moment? Very difficult. And mind you, you have to also listen to the echoes from the fans. It is becoming unbecoming for the club right now.
Okay, moving on from there. I mean, it's a very terrible loss for United today. I mean, 2 losses in a row. Having been beaten by Bayern 4-3 in their last match, and now losing at home to Galatasaray. Now, where do you think they can actually, because now we have about 4 games left. They have already played 2 games out of the 6 games. So do you think Manchester United can rediscover themselves and get back on track before it's too late?
I think they are playing a game right now. I think they are playing, let's say, a freaky game right now. Reason, because I think that Manchester United are not playing the Champions League for the Champions League. I think that Manchester United is playing the Champions League so that they can go to the Europa League and maybe carry that one.
Is that what you feel?
Yes, that's what I feel.
Why do you say so?
Because I don't see them playing the football. I don't see them because Champions League is not a child's play. You saw what happened today. It's not a child's play. And from the look of things, maybe they feel that, okay, they don't have that capacity to play the Champions League. Okay, let them try and get there at the Europa League and maybe just but we also know that, see, it is both tough in the Europa League and in the Champions League. So it's really unfortunate. And you just wonder, why would you take that position from clubs like Liverpool? Why would you take the position of the Champions League to represent England in the Champions League and you are playing this bad? It does not make sense. Galatasaray coming to your home and whitewashing you, not that they just beat you guys 1-0. They played you guys football. And it's very unfortunate for a striker like Højlund that has rejuvenated 3 goals in 2 games, and now what then happens? Losses all over. In fact, we are still coming out from the loss at Tottenham the other day, and that's the first time Tottenham coming to Old Trafford to beat Manchester United. So these records are not just sounding so cool for the club and their fans, and they have every cause. They have every cause to come out and yell their grievances.
It's quite unfortunate that no Premier League team won in Champions League. Even Arsenal too, they recorded a very humiliating loss. Moving on from that, now you made mention about Højlund. He was very impressive for Manchester United. Of course, you know a tree cannot make a forest. So do you think these kind of performances can affect the psyche of this young man called Højlund?
Oh, sure. You saw when the goal came in for Galatasaray, it was a furious time for him, okay? And it could have been so nice. Imagine scoring 2 goals and then winning the game. And you even saw the goal that was not given. Just imagine that he scored those 3 goals and they won. Wow. Come on, it could have been so, the ecstasy could have been just so tremendous. But You see what has happened today. And you cannot also talk about Højlund without talking about Casemiro. For me, yes, it was a second booking for him. And you can see this is the Champions League. The striker knew that somebody was coming from his side. What did he do? He had to push his body towards the leg where Casemiro was coming. And just a very small tap on his foot, bam, the guy fell to the floor. And that was the second booking for Casemiro. And what then happened? He was sent out. We also need to talk about the Onana crisis.
He was even the cause of that.
Okay.
He put Casemiro in that condition.
Yes. So you begin to wonder, why would Ten Hag and Manchester United bring in Onana that was supposed to be better with the foot? And that was the reason why you sent De Gea out of the club. So you have him to play the ball. You want somebody to play the goalkeeper to play the ball. You now have this guy to play the ball, and he's playing the ball actually, but no, it's not working. Just like what is happening with Arsenal right now. You brought in Raya because of a play. Oh, come on. We understand that times have changed. You also need to move with the times. Just like what is happening in Manchester City. You know that Manchester City has always longed, as in Pep Guardiola has always longed for the goalkeeper to be an extra defender, to play the ball with his leg. But see, you cannot just because of that, now you want to play the same kind of football with Manchester City. No, every club should have their own style of play. And that is why I think one issue with England, they want to play one particular kind of football. And we've seen it here in the Champions League, that by the time other clubs from other countries come to play their own game, it becomes difficult for the English side to play the game. You saw what happened with Arsenal. They could not, Arsenal that holds midfield could not hold their midfield today. We saw what happened with Manchester United today. They couldn't play. Zaha was playing like Cristiano Ronaldo today. Come on, it was just a terrific one today for the English clubs.
All right. Okay, talking about the English clubs, how far do you see any of the English clubs going this season? How far do you see? Maybe between Manchester City, Arsenal, and Manchester United. How far do you see any of them going?
Personally, for Manchester United, I think they are done. Personally, I think they are done. 0 points in 2 games, losing 6 points out of 18 points. How will you be able to get 9 points at least? Are you going to tell us that you are winning 3 games out of 4 games to say, okay, you might make it to the next round? Okay, but for Arsenal, I think that Arsenal still have a chance. Not the brightest of all chances, but since they still have games with Sevilla, they still have PSV Eindhoven and come back for Lens. Yes, they will be going to France. They will be going to the Emirates this time around, and we hope that they can come up with it. But that aside, so for the 2 teams I think might make it through to the next round, I'll give it to Manchester City, but we still know that it will not be easy for them. Oh. But I'll give it to Manchester City and maybe, just maybe, Arsenal. But for the rest, Newcastle might come up with a surprise, but I don't think so. Unless it says surprise, but on paper, on ground, Newcastle might not make it to the next round.
All right. Finally, I'd like to ask you, you know, a Nigerian musician, Ashake, sang a song, he said, Premier League is not UEFA. And that line really got all of us. So do you really think that the Champions League there's this aura? Do you really think there's this aura about the Champions League that other leagues do not have?
For sure. The champions, just like mentioning that World Cup, as in FIFA World Cup, it's just like everybody will come with their different spice, their different technique, everybody has an interest. Even the players. You know how players drag with their clubs that they want to leave their club because they did not qualify for the Champions League. Come on. So that is why everybody, they are pushing hard, because the Champions League will give you that honor, will give you that bragging right to play in the Champions League. You wait and listen to that music. Oh, come on. So it brings a whole lot of new dynamism and feelings that make these players want to play with their blood. They want to play it all out. So that's what happens. And you cannot compare Premier League to the Champions League. You cannot. When you are going to also meet the Galacticos, You are going to meet the men from the Bavarians, that's the Bayern Munich players. You are going to meet
Real Madrid.
Barcelona. You are going to, oh, come on. Oh, come on. You are going to even meet people from Donetsk, Shakhtar Donetsk, okay? The Prague guys. Oh, come on. You have them all everywhere, and they can beat you, they can mesmerize you, they can embarrass you on their day.
All right. Thank you so much, bro, for joining us. And I look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.